I want to turn to something that's going on out in California. I feel like it needs to be discussed. There's some very reckless things happening. It's disturbing. It's upsetting. I want to share this clip with you guys, and then we're going to keep it rolling.
California's AB 495 is being called the California legislators' trafficking bill.
It's a meat market bill. It is a trafficking bill. It is unbelievable. So much so, don't believe me. Go to realimpact.us. It allows an individual to obtain this new form that comes with the bill. They fill it out, and they can name a child. John goes to a school in California and says, I have this form, and I am asking for Susie Q to be received into my custody. I want to take her out of school. The bill does not require a background check for this man, requires no identification, no driver's license, no nothing. There's no requirement in the bill for the school to call you to ask you if it's okay if John takes your daughter out of school. If this bill passes, I am going to ask you to leave the state of California. You're going to need to pack up and you're going to have to get out. You got to get out. You got to run with your kids. You got to go.
This is crazy. If this bill passes, that means that anybody can go to school and pick your child up, your grandchild up. No background check. They don't have to call you. Think about that. They can just say, hey, I got a form. I'm here to pick up whoever, and no questions asked. School gonna give your kid up. You gonna go pick your kid up and wonder why your kid didn't get off the school bus. And you're going to call the school and they're going to be like, oh yeah, we don't even know who we gave them to, because they don't like, what? The bill is Assembly Bill 495, the Family Preparedness Plan Act of 2025, looms large in California Senate. It's already made it to the Senate. It's passed the state house. It's in the Senate. That means that there were some crazy, wicked, evil individuals in the House of the state of California that already passed this bill through. This bill should have never even made it through the House. Are you kidding me? It's now at California Senate Appropriations Committee. The bill, it was touted by its author, a Democrat lawmaker. You know, it was a Democrat lawmaker who came up with this as a compassionate measure to protect children of immigrant families from the chaos of sudden parental detention or deportation. This bill has ignited a firestorm of controversy. Let's hear what the bill's author has to say about it.
Today to present AB 495, the Family Preparedness Plan Act, a comprehensive and compassionate measure designed to prevent unnecessary family separation in our...
A female, a woman. Well, they probably would tell you that they're just a person because most of those people on that side of things, they don't know what a woman is. But yes, a woman proposed this bill. The crazy thing is that for whatever reason, there's been a lot of women proposing some very wicked bills, not just in California, across the country.
We know that due to current federal immigration enforcement actions, many families are living in fear. Parents are afraid that they may not be able to make it to pick up their children from school or childcare. Children worry that one day their family might simply be gone. No child should have to live with that uncertainty. It is critical that our communities have the information and tools to ensure our children are cared for by a trusted adult until they can be reunited with their families. AB 495 is about ensuring caregiving continuity so that children do not experience traumatic separation nor enter our overcrowded foster system. Because we know that possible separation weighs heavily on many families in California, it is critical that our families have the tools and plan for and arrange for support and stable caregiving in the event they are separated. AB 495 is a legislative women's caucus priority, a progressive caucus priority, and is supported by immigrant and children's rights advocates. I respectfully request an aye vote.
Unreal. We've been saying this for a while. They've brought these illegal immigrants in to basically become their new major voter bloc, replacing Black people in America. We know this already. And for a long time, it had been on the backs of Black Americans that they've pushed some pretty evil, vile, wicked agendas, right? Now they're using the illegal immigrant population to push some very evil, wicked, vile, policies on the people. Again, this bill would allow an individual to come to the school with a piece of paper. They don't have to ask for ID, no background checks, nothing. No requirement to call the parents to let it be known like, hey, somebody's here that's not you to pick up your child. Think about that. The fight's not about us. What kind of nation are you leaving for your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews? What kind of nation are you leaving for them? These people are coming after the children. They're coming after your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews. People need to wake the heck up, man. People need to understand what is happening. That's why I got to keep saying it, man. I got to keep telling you guys, man, hey, we are in a full-fledged spiritual war right now. The battle is raging right now. I'm at a point now where my faith in the public school system is shot. Fortunately, my kids are grown. They're both out of high school at this point. If I had my young kids, if I had young babies or something along those lines, they would not be going to public school. No way. Homeschool your kids. If you can't homeschool, hey, bite the bullet. Find a sound school that teaches people how to follow the way of Christ. Teaches our young people how to follow the way of Christ. Find a sound school. They are out there. You got to do your research, and you're going to have to bite the bullet. That means that you're probably not going to be going on vacation like that because you got to pay for this school. That means that you're probably not going to buy and drive the fanciest of cars because you got to pay for this school. But how much are your children worth to you? How much are your grandchildren worth to you? You got a lot of people that are choosing to pull their kids out of the public school system. If you are a teacher and you want to get out of the public school system, there is a business for you. These homeschool cohorts, they need good teachers. Because sometimes the parents, they just don't have the ability to do it. Being a part of that, man, creating some homeschool cohorts out there and teach. There is a business out there. You find a need, fulfill said need. There is a need out there right now. There is a need. Homeschooling numbers are rising. The crazy thing is, out in California, you got supporters of this bill, AB 45, claim that it's a compassionate measure designed to ensure care, share continuity for children, particularly in situations where a parent is detained by federal immigration authorities. However, critics, including legal experts, parental rights advocates, and faith-based organizations, they argue that AB 495 isn't the safeguard that it claims to be. Instead, they see it as a dangerous redefinition of guardianship that strips away parental rights and creates a legal loophole ripe for exploitation by traffickers and predators. And on the surface, the bill appears to address a legitimate concern, ensuring children aren't left in limbo if their parents are detained. Opponents argue that existing tools like the caregiver's authorization affidavit lack clarity and enforceability, and AB 495 seeks to expand these affidavits to include non-relative extended family members, a category so broadly defined it encompasses anyone with an established familial or mentoring relationship with the child or relative. Supporters claim that this will ensure children can access essential services like education and medical care without disruption. But dig deeper, and the bill's implications become far more alarming. AB 495 is a Trojan horse dressed in the language of compassion, but packed with provisions that undermine parental rights and compromise child safety. Here's what the bill really does. The bill redefines who can be a caregiver. The bill expands the definition of caregiver to include virtually anyone. A teacher, a neighbor, a family friend, anyone who claims to have a mentoring relationship, with the child or relative. There's no requirement for verification, no background checks, there's no oversight, nothing. There's no court, no parental consent under this bill. Under AB 495, a non-relative extended family member can assume authority over a child simply by filling out a one-page caregiver's authorization affidavit. No court hearing, no notarization, no parental consent. This affidavit grants the power to enroll the child in school, authorize medical, dental, and mental health treatments, including controversial procedures like sex trait modifications without parents' knowledge or approval. I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. And the fact that this thing made it through the House, are you out of your minds? And then y'all got to hear this. It gets even worse because it also gives the schools a liability shield. It also gives the medical providers a liability shield. So basically what they're telling you is that, hey, we're going to let all this happen. Schools, the hospitals, whoever, if something happens to your kid, The bill is also going to absolve schools and healthcare providers of any wrongdoing or responsibility if they act on these affidavits. Even if the adult presenting it has no legitimate connection to the child, this means that a stranger can walk into a school, present an affidavit, and walk out with a child or authorize invasive procedures with zero repercussions for the institution involved. I mean, think about this, man. These people basically are saying that, hey, anybody can take your child. Anybody. All they got to do is get this form that they'll be able to print off. You don't have to have it notarized. Again, no background check, and they don't have to call the parents. And oh, by the way, if something bad does happen to your kid, it's not us. We're not liable. Hey, it wasn't us. We didn't do it. We take no accountability. Do y'all understand how diabolical this is? Do y'all understand how crazy this is? This bill bypasses all safeguards, man. Unlike traditional guardianship processes, AB 495 eliminates critical safeguards like background checks, home visits, and court oversight. I mean, this lack of accountability is a recipe for abuse. Critics basically have dubbed it the child trafficker's dream. A system where predators can operate in plain sight with legal cover? Supporters argue that AB 495 is a narrow fix for immigrant families facing detention crisis. But the bill's language is far broader. It applies to any child for any reason, regardless of immigration status. Consider these scenarios here. A stranger claims to have a mentoring relationship with a child, presents an affidavit that they downloaded and printed off offline or online, and gains legal authority over the child. Schools and hospitals, they're shielded from liability. They're not required to verify the claim, and there's no incentive to push back at all. And the child could be removed from their current school, enrolled elsewhere, or subjected to medical procedures, all without the parent's knowledge. Caregivers can authorize mental health treatments, including life-altering interventions like sex trait modifications, with no parental consent and no judicial oversight. This is not compassion. This is state-sanctioned power grab. For the life of me, I don't understand who came up with this idea and said, and the people in the House, did they read the bill? My folks out in California, y'all got to go down there and say, this cannot pass. AB 495 isn't just a policy proposal. It's a direct assault on parental rights dressed up in a feel-good language. And at its core, AB 495 opens the door for the state to decide who raises your child while removing every safeguard that protects against abuse. And if passed, it would set a dangerous precedent, not just for California, but for the entire nation. This is wicked.
Democrats are coming for your kids with 3 dangerous new policies. First, Assembly Bill 495 lets anyone claim guardianship over your child, which is a dream come true for traffickers and kidnappers. Second, Assembly Bill 84 defunds charter schools by over $1 billion to force kids into state-run schools. Finally, the Democrat superintendent of schools has released a memo saying that California will not prevent biological boys from competing in girls' sports, contrary to federal rules. The Trump administration is suing the state of California over its unfair sports policies. We're hoping to restore fairness very soon. Stay tuned for updates on these issues and all things California.
This isn't just one bad bill. It's 3. And if it wasn't enough, there's another bill aimed at defunding charter schools to force kids into state-run schools. And on top of that, a new memo confirms California will continue to allow boys to compete in girls' sports, openly defying the president and the federal guidelines. I mean, honestly, man, if I lived in California, this would have been more than enough to make me just say, hey, man, it's time to go. When you look at AB 495, when you look at this bill, if it passes, and based on California's track record, it probably will pass. California already has systems to help children in crisis. Temporary guardianship through courts, for example, those come with safeguards, though. Background checks, home visits, court oversight. AB 495 strips all of that away, and it paints compassion as an excuse to trample on parental rights and jeopardize child safety. But real compassion doesn't require sacrificing families' rights. It demands balance, protecting vulnerable kids while ensuring accountability. Man, it makes my blood boil, man, because in the end, it's not politicians or the activists who pay the price. It's the children. It's the parents who would lose their minds if they were to go up to that school and realize that they gave their kid to someone else. I mean, I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm willing to put my life on the line for my children, for my family. Man, there is no telling what would happen to those folks if I walked up in that school and they told me, oh yeah, by the way, we gave your kid to some stranger. We have to do everything that we can to protect the kids, man. They're the ones caught in the crossfire of these reckless policies. California, you gotta stand up, man. You gotta call your state senator. You gotta demand that they vote no on AB 495. This isn't just another policy debate. This bill threatens the very foundation of family life in California. But that's all I have for you guys today, man. I appreciate you all pulling up, man. If you haven't hit that like button already, please hit that like button for me. If you'd like to support the channel, join the ARP family, buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. But I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
We won't stop. I won't quit. Stand for the truth. No counterfeit. Real ones rise. Let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies. Let the darkness live.